Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a decluttering video simply because I need to declutter this makeup. And I personally love watching these kinds of videos, so I figured it would be nice and relaxing to just declutter because it definitely eases my mind and de-stresses me. So we're gonna just jump right into this. I'm going to show you kind of how I have everything organized. I have two sets of drawers here. I have this white one, which is from IKEA. It is the Malm. And then I have this really tall acrylic one, which was super duper expensive from Home Goods, but it's worth it because it holds pretty much all of my makeup. So let's just go ahead and get started. So on top here, I have my Fenty Beauty matchsticks. I love these, just going to set those aside. I have a brand new bottle of Fix Plus, obviously use that. Okay, and then I keep some of my palettes, some of my most used palettes on top here. I have my MAC Holiday. I love this palette. I've actually done a tutorial with it. I will link it in one of the little information bars. Then I have these, which I used for Halloween. I'm going to go ahead and store these. I'm not going to keep them out, so I'm going to set these aside. Okay, then I have a bunch of Anastasia palettes. I have the Prism palette, which I love. I'm not getting rid of that. I have the, I think this is the Self-Made palette. Yeah. It's so hard for me to get rid of these palettes just because her eyeshadows are so good. I don't know, I'm gonna think about this. I'm gonna set this in a maybe pile because I haven't used it in quite some time, so I'm gonna set that back there. Then I have the Shadow Couture palette. Oh my god, I remember when this came out and I wanted it so bad. Again, I haven't really used this in a while, but I actually do take this in my freelance kit sometimes because of Noir. It's such a good black, so I am probably going to keep this. I have my Naked Heat palette, I'm gonna keep that. Makeup Master Palette Mario, or sorry, that was wrong. Master Palette by Mario, again, another Anastasia palette. Going to keep this, it's good for freelance. I have my Jaclyn Hill palette, again, holding on to that, just because, like I said, not really getting rid of much up here. These are my most used palettes, so. Have my Modern Renaissance and Subculture. Can't forget about this guy. I actually really love him, so keeping that. This is one that I didn't use very much, and I got it on sale. It's the Jean-Michel Basquiat Urban Decay collaboration. It is the colorful one. I'm still going to keep this just because it has some really good pigmented colors in it. My beloved Shade and Light palette. I love this thing. I even bought a second one when it went on sale at TJ Maxx because she changed the packaging, but I'm keeping this. Obviously, this is my personal one, and I have another one for my freelance kit. Another palette I haven't used in forever, but I love so much, and I used it so much when it came out. It is the Artist palette by Anastasia. I feel like I just have to keep these Anastasia palettes for like a memory's sake. They're what started me. They're like my first high-end palettes that I, started getting into and collecting. That's another thing to keep in mind. I'm a makeup collector. I'm also a freelance makeup artist. Makeup is my full-time job. So I do keep a lot of this. I may not use it myself, but I do pack it in like my freelance kit. I have my two Jeffree Star palettes, the Beauty Killer and Androgyny. Keeping those. Like I said, these are all ones that I tend to keep. And then my Tarteist Pro palette, which again is a really good freelance palette. It's good to take. It's really good for brides, for really anything, because you get those really nice shimmery shades. Then you get a really awesome array of mattes. So I'm just going to go ahead and reorganize these. So I still haven't made up my mind about this palette. I may either sell it or give it to a family member. So I am going to part with this Self-Made palette. Okay, so you can kind of see everything. This is my foundation and concealer drawer. I do need to get rid of a fair bit of this. These actually need to be moved to my freelance kit. Now I have it separated. These are my higher end foundations, and then I have my drugstore, and then I have my concealers over here. So I'm going to get rid of some drugstore ones real quick. I'm going to get rid of the No. 7 Airbrush Away foundation. I didn't really like the way this lasted. It kind of clung to all my pores and just kind of broke up throughout the day. So I'm going to give that one away. Let's see. I really love the Pro Glow and Pro Matte, so I'm keeping these. I think I can part with my Revlon Color Stay. I don't use it enough anymore. I used to love it in high school, but I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. So I have a darker Pro Glow. I had this because I had bought myself some self-tanner, used it once, used this once, but I'm just going to go ahead and keep it just in case. Either that or I can just toss it into my freelance kit if I don't find myself using it. So just kidding. I am going to toss this one into my freelance kit because I do keep this in my freelance kit. I think it's a really good universal foundation, but this is not my shade. L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover is one of my all-time favorite drugstore foundations, if not my favorite drugstore foundation. In conjunction with the NYX Total Control Drops, I'll mix these two together, and it is my Holy Grail combo from the drugstore. So I have Total Control Drops in shade 5 and 3. I had 5, was the first shade that I ever bought, hence why it's so gross. But I keep this one because it is my shade, but so is 3. This one's just a little bit lighter, so it works for me right now in the winter time. So I'll keep both of these. Okay, so I have a random spray in here. It's the Tarte Ready Set Radiant Skin Base. I'm not the biggest fan of this. At first when I bought it, I liked it, but I realized that it started taking off my makeup everywhere that the little droplets landed, so I started using it before my foundation, and I liked it then, but I think that I can go ahead and part with it. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Okay, so I am going to keep my Maybelline Dewy and Smooth. I want to try this one out a little bit more. I know I'm very, very dry, but I know that a lot of people that are dry really like the matte and poreless, so I may try that one, but in the meantime, I'm just going to keep the Dewy and Smooth. Okay, so this one I'm on the fence about, this Milani Conceal and Perfect. It is full coverage. I bought this when it first came out and it was way too dark for me, but they did come out with some lighter shades. This is in 00A Porcelain, and I just don't know how I feel about it. I think I'm going to use it a couple more times just to really get a feel for it, but it is quite heavy, so I'm going to put this in my maybe pile. Wet n Wild Photo Focus. I do really like this one, so I am going to keep it. And then the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir. I haven't used this in a while, so I'm going to keep it, and then I'm going to use it and then decide if I want to keep it or donate it. Now for high-end foundations. Smashbox Studio Skin is my #1 favorite foundation right now, so of course I am keeping that. MAC Water Weight. This is another one of my all-time favorites. It's just a little bit lighter coverage, so I am keeping that one. I am going to part with my Estee Lauder Double Wear. I just never found that this worked for me, so I'm going to get rid of that one. MAC Face and Body, definitely keeping this one. This one's really good for summertime, or if you're really just wanting to toss something on and not worry about too much coverage. It's just a really pretty finish too. It Cosmetics CC Cream, another really, really good foundation. I know it says CC Cream, but it is definitely full coverage. But I love this one, especially for summertime, because it does have SPF 50, so I am keeping that one as well. My Kiehl's BB Cream, another one of my favorites. It's very similar to Face and Body, but it has a little bit more coverage than Face and Body. It just has a similar finish, but again, this one has SPF 50, so I'm going to keep that one as well. This one I'm going to put in my freelance kit. Is too dark for me. It is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in N5. This was a shade extension, and I was working for MAC when I got this. This was what we got in gratis, and it just wasn't my shade, so I am going to put it in my freelance kit. MAC Studio Sculpt, going to keep. It's a good foundation. It's not my favorite, but it is pretty good, so I will keep it. Same with MAC Mineralize. I love, love, love Mineralize Moisture Foundation. I thought they were discontinuing this one, but they weren't. They just discontinued a couple shades. Kind of mad about it because they discontinued a bunch of the darker shades, but I do really love this formula, so I am going to keep it. My Tarte Clay Stick Foundation, I do really like this. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but I do like it, so I'm going to keep it. And lastly, Fenty Beauty Foundation. I feel like I still just need to keep trying this. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I think I'm going to give it a couple more tries, and we'll go from there. If I don't really like it, then I'll just donate it, but right now it's not my favorite. Okay, now concealers. NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, my all-time favorite concealer, definitely keeping, along with my Pro Longwear. I love, love, love this stuff. My Tarte Shape Tape, which I just need to finish up. It's almost empty. I have the Kiehl's Clearly Corrective Dark Circle Perfector. This is a really awesome, I love using this with the Kiehl's BB cream on days that I just want a really nice natural finish. This actually has quite good coverage, so it's about a medium coverage concealer, but it also has a bunch of skincare benefits, and it has SPF 30, so again, really good for summertime. LA Girl Pro Conceal. I like this to clean up around my lips, but it's also a pretty good concealer. This is in the lightest shade Porcelain. I'll just keep it because I don't have very much left of it. The MAC Studio Fix Perfecting Stick. I'm not the biggest fan of this concealer. It works better as like a contour stick, like if you get the darker shades. So I may just back to MAC this or pass it on. I think I'll just give it to a family member because there's still quite a bit in here. It's just not my favorite. I don't really like creamy stick concealer, so I'm going to pass this on. Maybelline Fit Me. So this one, I'm so on the fence about. The 15, I have it in shade 15 because the 10 is a little too dark for my liking. I just don't know how I feel about this. I've never really known how I felt about this. I used to use it a lot in high school and middle school. That's kind of when I started using it. But I think I'm going to pass this on because I don't find myself reaching for it. Same with the e.l.f. High Definition Concealer. I liked this in the brightening shade. When I did my full face e.l.f. tutorial, that's when I bought this. It's a good concealer, it's just not light enough for me, so I am going to pass this on too. Okay, so now I'm just going to put all this back where it belongs. Okay, so I feel really good about that. Now onto my powder, primer, I have cushion products, and then I have cream contour highlight products. I really like this because it has these like organizers already in it, but right here are my powders. Not getting rid of any of my powders, but I will organize them. Okay, so my primer drawer, I have my Too Faced Hangover RX, my favorite, keeping that. I have some MAC Strobe Cream. I do really like this one. So I have Gold Light and Pink Light. Pink Light was the original formula that's just called Pink Light now. They don't sell it in original unless you get the mini, so if you're looking for the original one, it's just going to be Pink Light. I have my MAC Prep and Prime Essential Oil Stick. I actually really like this, and I always forget that I have it, but if you're super, super dry, this is really good to put on before your foundation and just let it soak in. So I am going to keep that. Something very similar is this Hard Candy Coconut Water Primer Stick. Again, I really like this, so I'm going to keep it. The e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer, I am going to pass this on just because I don't find myself reaching for it. But again, it's actually very good for the price, so just going to pass it on because I don't use it very often. MAC Prep and Prime Skin Refine Zone Treatment. I love this for my nose, so I am going to keep that because it really helps shrink the pores. I have a little mini tester of the Prep and Prime Skin. I'm going to pass this on. I don't use it enough. The Hourglass Veil Primer, again, I don't use it, so I'm going to pass this on. Benefit Professional, again, I don't use it, so I will pass it on. This is the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. It's like this mousse textury one. If my pores are looking extra large, I will use that, so I'm going to keep that. Okay, so I have this Estee Lauder Double Wear Compact. I got this in an Ipsy bag. You like press this button and it comes out. It's just not my color, so I'm going to pass that on. My L'Oreal Lumi Cushion Foundation. I'm going to move this into my foundation drawer just because I find that I haven't used it since I moved it out. So I'm going to put that back in there. I do really like that foundation. So these are some color correctors. I have a peach one and a green one from the Wet n Wild Mega Cushions. These are actually really good, so I'm going to keep those. Then I have some contour and highlight products. So NARS Liquid Laguna is one of my all-time favorite liquid bronzers. This one is beautiful. It looks gorgeous on brides, so I'm going to keep that. I have a MAC Quick Trick Stick. This is in Softly Does It and Tight and Tawny. They don't sell these anymore. They come out in collections occasionally. But I like this for cream contour and highlight, so I will keep that. I have my Cover FX Halo Drops, keeping those. I have these Jordana Sculpt and Go and Glow and Go sticks. These are amazing, so I'm keeping those. My Sephora, this is like their luminizing drops. These are really, really good, so I'm keeping those. I'm going to pass this along. This is the Studio Fix Perfecting Stick by MAC. Again, I passed on the lighter one. It's a good contour color, but I just don't use it enough. I have the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Liquid in Opal, gonna keep this, and then my LA Pro Conceal, which I use for contouring. So this one's in Medium Bisque, and I'm gonna keep this. Now onto my eyeliner drawer. So I have eyebrows, I have pencil liners that are colored, and then I have colored liquid liners. I have shadow bases and like shadow sticks, and then I have all my black liners, whether they're pencil or liquid or gel. So for brows, I have this Cella Tantalizing Taupe Eyebrow Cream. This was actually really nice. I probably should just use it again. I just don't like the concept of the packaging, so I may actually pass this on or just get rid of it. It might be dried out, so I think I'm just going to toss that. And I have my Benefit Ka-Brow in shade 3. I love this stuff. Gonna keep it. It's the only pomade that I use. I have this NYX Build 'Em Up Powder Brow Filler. The applicator is interesting. It's like it's almost like a felt tip. I'm gonna keep this just because it is a good color. And I would like to play with it a little bit more. And then I have my MAC Lingering Brow Pencil, keeping that. NYX Micro Brow and Taupe, obviously keeping that. And then I have a creamy pencil by NYX. This is their eyebrow powder pencil, keeping that. I don't really have a lot of brow products just because I don't use very many. I kind of stick to what I love with my brows. And then of course my e.l.f. brow gel, the only brow gel I use. I have my Anastasia Soft Brown Brow Duo, keeping this. I use it almost every day. Then I have this MAC Brunette Brow Duo. I'm probably going to pass this on or back to MAC it or whatever. I'll probably just pass it on. And then someone else can get more use out of it just because I use my Anastasia one more. So now moving on to my liquid liners that are colored. So I actually just refreshed all of these, so I'm not going to get rid of any because I just refreshed them. I may actually though, let me see what this one looks like. Okay, not dried out, so that one's still good. What about my white? Actually, I am going to toss the white one. This one's been dried out. But the rest of them I did just clear out, so those are good. Alright, so now my colorful pencils. I know a couple that I can already get rid of. NYX's Baby Blue, in theory. No, I don't this is not it. Okay, so this These by NYX, these are their electro liners. These do not show up and they are very dry, so I'm going to get rid of those. All of my MAC chromographic pencils are staying. They're very good. Any of their eye kohls I always keep. This is a felt tip liner in brown. Yeah, that's gonna bleed really easy. Get rid of that. I actually really like these City Color pencils. There's a green and a copper. I like those, gonna keep them. I have some more NYX ones. Just a bunch of different colors. I like to have a lot of color options, just in case. Chromographic pencils, eye kohls. Again, one of those NYX Electro ones that I'm not a huge fan of. Yeah, every other one, I think we're good. I do like to just keep a bunch on hand just for any kind of makeup look. These I actually haven't used yet. These are these NYX Full Throttle eye colors. I want to keep these and try them out. I don't really find myself using shadow sticks all that often, but I do have quite a few. So I have all of these MAC Pro Longwear waterproof color sticks. These were discontinued. There's some really pretty colors. They're very pigmented. They're not really all that good for like shadow sticks. They're really good for eyeliner, but I'll put them in my eyeliner section. I'm keeping those NYX ones. I have this really pretty Kiko one that I love. I have some of these Rimmel Scandal Eyes, just in a couple like brown shades. I think I'm gonna keep the NYX Milk and Black Bean. These are all just kind of like shimmery ones. I'm probably gonna get rid of these though, so I'm gonna get rid of those. Black liners, let's see, I have this. I'm gonna get rid of that one. There's this It Cosmetics one. Ooh, that's really black. My Makeup Forever Aqua Eyes, MAC Brush Stroke, which I use all the time. This Scone Tattooed. I don't use felt tips all that often. I like my MAC Brush Black. Let's see, there's my NYX. Let's see. Another NYX one. Those are all good. Moving on, this is like my pigment. I have some glitter bases and some glitter, like my Stila glitter ones, some mixing mediums in this back section. I have all my pigments in a section that you can't really see, but it's over on this side. I have all my cream colors or like eyeliner creams, all of that kind of stuff over here. And then I have colored mascara and regular mascara. My mascaras are pretty fresh. I just went through these. I'm actually gonna back to MAC this one. I have my Extended Play Giga Black Lash, which is brand new. This one's old, it's just their regular Extended Play, so I'm gonna back to MAC that. Let's see, I have a bunch of paint pots here. Let's see, I have Painterly, obviously a staple, soft ochre, Quite Natural, Keeping, Stormy Pink. Let's see. I mean, they're just bases, but my Suva Beauty Hydro Liners, I'm keeping these. I love those. Probably going to pass this on, just a random sample of an Aqua XL by Makeup Forever. Never used it, so I'll just pass it on. I have some gel liners. Again, I keep all of this stuff pretty fresh anyway. I'll probably pass this on, or actually get rid of it because it's dried out. So we'll get rid of that one. But I do try to keep everything pretty fresh when it comes to like mascaras or eyeliners, so these are all pretty new. So I'm going to keep those. I am going to get rid of this. It's old. It is a mixing medium from Kiko, but I used to use it all the time, but it's just expired, so I'm going to get rid of it. And And then I have my NYX Multitasker Mixing Medium. I love this stuff. You can mix pigments with it and create eyeliner. It's really good. Then I have my NYX Glitter Primer, of course. And then I have a MAC Shine Mixing Medium, which is really good for a glossy eye look. And then I just have my Stila, let's see, my Stila Magnificent Metals. Not getting rid of those because I love them. With pigments, it's kind of hard for me to get rid of them just because they're so versatile and you can do so many things with them. Let me see, we have some more basic ones. I'm probably going to pass this one along. It's a Kiko one. It's just a brown, so I'm going to get rid of that. But all of these MAC pigments, I like to keep, again, they're so versatile. You can use them for so many different things, so those are staying. Yeah, I think we're done with this drawer. Okay, now my blush, bronzer, highlighter drawer. So this one is a little tricky just because I'm a hoarder. But let's see, I have blushes on this side, so that's what we'll start with. That's my new Chanel one. I love this one. It's their holiday one, so I'm keeping that. I have my NARS Exhibit A, which if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I freaking love this one. I use it all the time. I have this sleek blush in rose gold. Oh, it's so pretty. It looks like NARS Orgasm, which who doesn't love that one? And then I have this sleek blush in coral, another gorgeous blush. I have this NYX Ombre blush. It's a really good like pinky peachy color for a really natural makeup. So I like that. I have my Anastasia blush trio in Peachy Love. I love that one. I have this MAC one in Cheeky Bits, an extra dimension one. Oh, like I said, this is going to be hard. I have my MAC Toledo. This is kind of like more of a collector thing. Like I said, I do collect some of MAC's stuff. Let's see. I have an Alpha Girl Beauty Powder. This is from MAC. This stuff like this may just get depotted, so it may clear up some space. So I'm probably going to just depot this. So that's going to go in a different pile. And that'll clear up space in the drawer. But this one is one of my favorites. It is in Sweet Vision. I don't use a lot of this stuff because it is limited edition. I know you guys can't get it. So, you know. Then I have this like corally one from Alani. Again, really good. I have this Be Matte blush from City Color. It's a good rosy deep tone. It's like a rosy terracotta color. I have this Kiko one from an old collection. You can swirl them together and it creates this like peachy pinky bronze. May not be able to see. I mean, why not? We'll keep it. My Papa Don't Peach blush. I have Luminoso and Coralina by Milani. I love those. I have my ColourPop, which actually I have a separate spot for all my ColourPop blushes, so that'll just go in a different drawer. Let's see, I can actually move some of these in here now. Okay, then I have my MAC Rocky Horror in Crazed Imagination. I actually really love this color. It's not as pigmented as it looks, so it actually goes on really pretty. Then I have another in Extreme Dimension blush in Telling Glow. I have Adobe Brick from the Tribal collection from MAC. I have Warm Soul, which is a staple. And then one of my other favorites for more of a cool tone cheek is this Marc Jacobs one in Reckless. I actually have it on today, so I love that one. So this is mainly just stuff that I needed to move around. Again, with like my blushes, I do buy a lot of makeup, so I try to keep it as fresh as possible in here. We freed up some space in there. Now these are bronzers. I have my Butter Bronze, which stays in the front because I use it all the time. This is a Sephora like gray color. I'm probably going to pass this on. I don't use it enough. Either that, or you know what? I'm probably just going to depot it. So we'll just depot it because I think these ones come out really easily and I could just put it in a palette. So I'll probably do that. I have my Medium Tan Mineralized Skin Finish. This one's good for bronzing. I have my number 7 bronzer. I actually really like this one. This one's going to get moved to the front. Matte bronze is not limited edition. It's just in limited edition packaging. This Rimmel Natural Bronzer. Nothing special about it. I'm probably going to pass that on. This is a MAC Duo. I keep it for the Emphasize side. This is Emphasize and Bone Beige, which Bone Beige used to be really popular. But anyways, I'm going to keep that. Then I have this. This is from the Fruity Juicy collection, but it's called Biana Bronze. It's actually really stunning, so I'm going to keep that. And then I have the MAC Selena collection. This is the Techno Cumbia Duo. It has a blush and a bronzer. I may actually pass this on because I don't use it, and I don't find sentimental value in this collection. I don't know. We're going to hold on to it for now. We'll see what I want to do with it. I have the CoverGirl True Blend Baked Bronzer. I don't use that, so I'm just going to pass it on. I have another beloved. This is the Physicians Formula. My bronzer broke, but I mainly used it for these two shades anyway. I highly recommend this though, it's really good. I have my NYX 3 Steps to Sculpt in Fair. Love this, it's a holy grail. This just kind of gets hidden back there just because it's so big. But this is a bronzing and highlight duo. I think the other one would suit my skin tone a little bit better for like contouring. I'm still going to keep this because it's good. And then I have this giant Kiko bronzer, which smells like cake. And I actually really like this one too, so we'll keep them back in the back. And then I have this NYX taupe. Really good for contouring, so I'm going to keep that. And then I have my little mini Bahama Mama. I really love this color. I need to get a full size, but I have that little guy in there for now. Okay, so then highlighters. I think I just went through this, but oh well. Beaming Blush, one of my all-time favorite highlighters from MAC. Keeping that, of course. This is actually one of my MAC ones that broke. I think it's called Double Gleam. It's like the really light one. I didn't have any pans, so I literally pressed it into this little lipstick container, or what I use for lipstick in my freelance kit. Okay, so I may pass this one along. It is the Stila Kitten, or I may keep it in my freelance kit. It's just too dark for me. I have my Chanel Soleil Tan Cream Bronzer. Love it. And I have this Rimmel Blush Contour Highlight Trio. This is really good for travel, so that's why I keep it. I have the Jeffree Star Mint Condition Highlighter. I use it as eyeshadow. I think I need to move this to a different drawer because I don't use it as highlighter. So I have my Smashbox KC Holmes Pearl Palette. This thing is like my favorite highlighter in the universe, so I'm going to keep that. Then I have the Sleek Makeup Solstice palette. I love this. I also have this MAC Blush Highlight Duo from the Nutcracker collection. I love this as well, so I'm keeping that. I may just move it. Just trying to free up some space. Now, I don't... Okay, so this is like single shadows, small eyeshadow palettes. So I have these two Fruity Juicy ones. I love these colors, so yes, I am going to keep them. I know they're limited edition. They're very good. I've never used this. This is the CoverGirl Jewels palette. I feel like I need to use it, so I'm going to keep it. Then I have my Makeup Forever single shadows. Again, just going to keep those here. My NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette. This is the like Brights one. Definitely keeping that. I have my Makeup Geek palette. And then I have this Maybelline City Mini palette, which I've never used. I may pass this one on. We'll see. We'll see. I do need to be a little bit more ruthless, like just kind of get rid of things. This is the e.l.f. Cream Contour Kit. I love e.l.f. palettes. So my blush palette, the contour palette, which I may need to move some of these like closer to my reach. So like I may move some of these up a little bit more just because I do really like them. Like this is the bronzer. I'm gonna move the bronzer and contour palette up to my palette section on the top of my vanity. And then I have the highlighting palette. So I'm gonna move those up just because I do like them a lot. These are some limited edition Wet n Wild palettes. I do keep these, again, more for collector reasons rather than, I don't use them as often. Then I have the Comfort Zone palette. I keep this one for memories just because it was like my very first eyeshadow palette that I really started using, especially in like high school or like middle school. Then I have all my MAC palettes. So I have some single shadows in these two. I'm going to use the ×9 ones more, so I'm going to put some of my other ones on top. Okay, so eyeshadows. I have really random ones. I have this Soft Serve shadow from MAC, which I'm probably going to get rid of. I'm probably either going to back to MAC it or pass it on. My dog is snoring so loud. He's under my desk. I have some shadows that I need to depot. So I have these color drenched eyeshadows that came in a collection a long time ago that I love. I have some Selena ones, very basic. I've kept them just for like collector reasons, but I may get rid of them. I have some from Nutcracker that are really pretty. But I may just need to depot them because then I'll get more use out of them. I have that NYX one that goes in there. This I can depot. Okay, these are some of my favorite formulas. These are these NYX, oh god, they're the prismatic shadows, so I'm keeping those just because I love them so much. Then I have some more ColourPop shadows, which again I need to move into my ColourPop collection. Alright, moving on. This is a palette drawer. I can already just close this up because I don't really think I'm going to get rid of any of this. I just went through this recently. I have all of my Morphe palettes on this side, and then I have some Z palettes. I also have some MAC palettes, which I may pass these on because I have so many MAC eyeshadows. Okay, so this is another palette drawer. Again, not much is probably going to be taken out of here. I have some Anastasia Glow palettes. I have a random Z palette full of shadows and powders and junk. This probably just needs to be redone. I'm actually going to put it up here so that way I can do that. My dog just farted and it smells so bad. Oh my god, Dax. The stinky. Oh my gosh, let's power through this because he is farting and I'm dying. And my Edward Scissorhands palette by Sugar Pill. Keeping that. Such a good collector's. Like, I keep it for like collector reasons, but it has some really pretty eyeshadows in it. I have my Shade and Light palette for my freelance kit, which I probably just need to put back into my freelance kit. Yeah. And then I have these glow palettes you can put back in here. I have my Urban Decay Electric palette, just a good one to have. I have some more Anastasia Glow palettes. I'm going to put those over there with the other one. I have my Shaniqso, my Carly Bybel palette. I have the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics, which I think I'm going to pass on. Don't reach for it. I have my Tartelette in Bloom, which I used so much. I'm going to keep that in there though. Okay, and then I have this palette from Tarte. I love this one. This is the Make Believe in Yourself palette. Such pretty eyeshadows in there, so I'm going to keep that. My Too Faced Peach palette, which I used a lot recently. I have my NYX Strobe of Genius palette. Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. Put this over here. I have a NARS blush palette. This one is actually really good, and I haven't used it in a long time, but I did used to keep this in my freelance kit before I had like my MAC setup. I'm gonna put that over here. Then I have all of my NYX In Your Element palettes, which I love if you've seen my recent videos. Morphe brow palette that I use in my freelance kit, which needs to go back into my freelance kit. Okay, so this bottom drawer, not touching. This is like new product on this side. This is stuff I want to film with, or my Z palettes. I have my large palettes. So I have this double-sided palette here that's full of blush. I have my colorful Z palette, and then my neutrals. Then I have my Kat Von D Me Vita Loca palette. This is my Morphe 3502, which I still want to film with. I know it's old news now, but I have some new ColourPop products in here that I got recently that I still haven't tried, so I want to use those. So I keep them in their designated spot. I keep ColourPop products in here, and these are all new, so of course I'm keeping them. I've been trying them all out. They just all look really cute in here. I have all my palettes in this bottom drawer, and then blushes and highlighters, single shadows now, and concealer, brow products, and then all the lip products are in this top one. Now this is where, this one, the Malm, this is not really going to need decluttering because it's where I keep like extra stuff. So these are all my lip palettes. So this is where I keep most of my lip products. These are what I take when I do freelance. If I need to grab a color out of these, I will. These are just bead palettes, they're bead organizers, and it's what I depot my lipsticks in. And then I just put the sticker on the bottom, and these are awesome. So I have a ton of these, and I have them labeled, so I have like my light neutrals, my dark neutrals, I have my colors, and then these are ones that I did first, and so I have neutrals and a colors palette of these larger ones. Now they're larger, but they don't hold as many lipsticks, so I like these smaller ones. And then this is my ongoing for any new lipsticks that I want to depot. I put them in this one, and these are backups. So for my freelance kit, they're like half empty. The tubes that I put them in for my kit couldn't fit them all, so these are just backups for freelance. Okay, so this is my lip drawer. This does really badly need to be decluttered. So I feel like this could be a video all in itself, just decluttering this and going through it. I have like MAC lipsticks in here that are more limited edition, or like ones that I don't need to depot because I already have them. And yeah, I have like limited edition packaging, which I think I just need to part with. I think it's kind of absurd that I've kept it just because there's not as many. Probably gonna get rid of these Maybelline Color Blur sticks. They're really good. Again, I just have so much that I just need to part with it because I don't use them anymore. But I have quite a few of those, so I can get rid of those. This Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. Don't like this formula, so I'm gonna get rid of that. What else is back there? I have lingerie lippies. I have a Tarte lip paint. Just don't use it. Pass it. Goodness gracious, this is overwhelming. I have some patent polishes, some NARS lip gloss, which I love NARS lip gloss. Kat Von D. Some MAC lip gloss. Oh, some ColourPop. We can put that in the ColourPop drawer. I could probably depot some of these MAC ones, so I am. My Smashbox liquid lips, I keep those. I love them. These Milani ones, I probably could part with. I remember, though, I hunted these down, like the metallic ones. But this formula is not my favorite. So I'm probably just going to pass them along. Okay, so I have cleared up this drawer quite a bit. I'm not touching the lip pencils, just, yeah, we're just going to leave those alone. So, cleared up a lot in there. This drawer is my eyelash drawer. I've already cleared it out, as you can see. I don't buy a lot of eyelashes. This is like a glitter drawer. Again, that was cleaned out already. And then I have this bottom drawer, which has backups. I have my business cards, some cotton rounds, alcohol. Yeah, that just keeps all my random stuff. I have this thing here, and it's just full of lip product. These are just some samples. This is the cleanser that I use. Whatever, I'm just gonna get rid of those. And a movie ticket. I have some Chanel. These are really good lip products. I just didn't have anywhere to store them at the moment. Some nail polish from Chanel. All my Lip Tensity lipsticks, which I think I can fit into my drawer now. Yay! Okay, they have a home now. I have my Lip Tensity lip liners in here still. I'm just gonna go ahead and put those in the lip liner drawer. Okay, so that is a full box of product. Okay, so this is an overview of the setup that we have now. It's all clean and organized. But that is it for this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will do more videos like this. If you guys did enjoy this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!